My daughter helped her father's mistress into proving her kid was his. Now, she's paying it for it with her inheritance. 2 years ago, I lost my husband in an accident, and I was heartbroken. We had 3 children, and I thought we were very happy until his mistress showed up at my door demanding money to support the child my husband fathered. I didn't believe her, but she could prove it with screenshots, messages, etc. The image that I had of my husband was forever tainted, and he left me with a mess. Because of bitterness about the betrayal and how offended I was by the mistress's lack of remorse and entitlement, I told her she wasn't getting a dime and that she shouldn't have slept with a married man. She kept harassing me, and when it wasn't going to work, she went to my husband's family to put pressure on me to give her what she wanted. She even tried to involve my children, leveraging her silence for money. I knew that once I gave her money, she would come back, so I told her myself. My husband and I had high-paying jobs, lucrative investments, and savings, and I got a sizable amount from a life insurance policy. I consulted a lawyer, and while she could prove the affair, it didn't prove paternity, and since my husband wasn't on the birth certificate nor could she produce that my husband acknowledged the child, she had no case. After my lawyer sent her a strongly worded letter, I didn't hear from her for a while and thought it was over until my oldest, Alex, came to me and said that she did a DNA test with the mistress behind my back. She said that she did it because she wanted to get this resolved. The child deserved to know who their father was and get the financial support that they were owed. My husband had a will that stated each of his children was to split an inheritance that they would only access when they went to college and couldn't get full control until the age of 25. When the results proved that my husband was the father, the mistress took me to court. It was a long legal battle, but eventually, a settlement was reached. I sat Alex down and explained that her inheritance would be split 50-50 between them and her half-sibling as part of the settlement agreement. When she asked if my other children had to split theirs, I told Alex, no, my husband's will stated that it had to be split, but it didn't say it had to be equally, and until each of the children turned 25, I had full control. Alex was upset, saying that it wasn't fair. I countered, saying that it wasn't fair that my other 2 children had to get a lesser share because of my eldest choices, and if they wanted their full share, they shouldn't have done the DNA test. There's still plenty of money for Alex to finish college. She just won't have much after that, and I plan to divide my estate equally in my own will. All of this Alex knows, but they are still giving me the cold shoulder. My siblings think that it wasn't fair, and I'm punishing Alex for doing right by her half-sibling, but I don't see that way. Ida? Update. Since I told Alex what would happen, she told her siblings and the house has been pretty tense. To try and make peace, I spoke to each of my children one-on-one and as a group to figure out what to do next. I spoke to Alex first and some interesting information was revealed that I'm very angry about. Apparently, the mistress created a fake profile account and manipulated my daughter into befriending her. After gaining my daughter's trust, she pretended that she was in a similar situation as her and said that a DNA test would prove that there wasn't any paternity. When Alex went behind our backs, she thought that it would prove the mistress was trying to scam us. My son, Junior, is furious that Alex went behind our backs, doesn't care why she did it, and blames her for them being stuck with a half-sibling he doesn't want. My daughter Sam said she wishes she had never known the truth and is deeply upset. I asked my children that since they now know the truth would they want a relationship with their half-sibling. Junior wants nothing to do with the child, and says that Alex should feel lucky he still considers her a sister. Sam says she doesn't want to, and I feel it's because she's in denial and wants to live life pretending that her father was perfect. Alex admits that she is curious but never wants to see or hear from the mistress ever again so she doesn't think a meeting will ever be possible. I proposed family therapy and while my girls are open to it my son says that therapy is only for people who have something broken in them and that he's not broken, is now happy that his father is dead and wants to change his last name as soon as he turns 18. I'm not going to force him, but I do hope he changes his mind one day. Edit. Before I told Alex what would happen with her share of the trust, the settlement was finalized, so there is no still cutting because it's already done. Technically, I could go back and renegotiate the terms of the settlement, but the mistress could try and come back for more money. Initially she wanted the entire life insurance policy, 50% of the trust for just her child and 50% of my husband's savings. Her argument was that since I was still working, and had a high-paying job, my children and I didn't need the money and she was a struggling single mother. I'm honestly exhausted with everything to deal with that woman anymore and don't want to spend more on legal fees.